Hey folks, today we discuss Lenny's bad choice to find Todd, resulting in a beating. Worse, Todd gave her an ultimatum: drugs tomorrow or goodbye. Lenny, outraged by her friend's mistreatment, vows to avenge section S section Cyrillic letter 467 letter 767 U acute. Upon leaving section S section Cyrillic letter 467 letter 767 U acute house, she spots Teddy in her car, acting like a movie scammer, cautioning her against trusting section S section Cyrillic letter 467 letter 767 U acute. Teddy tells Lenny Natalie is exploiting her. Curious, Lenny asks what Natalie's intentions are. Teddy reveals Natalie is just a drug dealer's messenger, but her drug-dealing boyfriend recently went missing. Someone called Mr. Empty Wallet now seeks Natalie to vent frustration, making Lenny the scapegoat. Teddy gives Lenny a pen, asking her to write "Don't trust this woman" on Natalie's photo. Then, in a flash, he's gone. Lenny sees her message to Teddy, "Don't believe her lies." But she ignores it, driving straight to Todd's secret lair. Suddenly, a red SUV honks behind her. Lenny thinks it's a fan, but soon finds they're after her life. Quick on her feet, she narrowly dodges the attack and ends up back in her car. What a roller coaster of a chase. It dawns on her that it's Todd coming for her, panicking like a kid who lost their toy, but surprise. Lenny is one to mess with. After a narrow escape from Todd, Lenny sneakily breaks into his motel room, plotting a surprise that'll make his jaw. Lenny suddenly loses her memory. She stares at the bottle, puzzled, "How did I get here?" and thinks a shower will ease her stress. Unbeknownst to her, Todd barges in, and they are like two party parrots, locked in a standoff. After a wild tussle, Lenny knocks Todd out with a wine bottle, wrapping him up like a plastic bag and hiding him in the closet. After stashing Todd, Lenny frantically digs through photos and finds one that says, "Find Teddy to help after catching Todd." The next morning, Teddy shows up as planned, but Lenny has forgotten everything from yesterday. They all stare blankly at the title. In the photo, Lenny sees Todd as the troublemaker with a note telling her to take him out. But surprise! She decides against it. Lenny finds Natalie alone, asks about Todd, but Natalie only thanks her for handling the trouble. Time's ill. To repay her, Natalie vows to find the real killer and presents her feasible plan. Before leaving, Lenny bumps into Teddy again, who warns her to stay extra cautious, because someone wants to mislead her into doing something bad. However, Lenny, who is still in amnesia mode, doesn't realize she's hunting the very person, Teddy. Later, Lenny meets Natalie, who finds the license plate's owner. Upon knowing Lena's plan, Natalie gives her a clue to a hidden spot, with action-packed scenes ahead. However, when she opens the file, it turns out to be Teddy's, whose real name is John Gomez. At this moment, Lenny recalls her words "Don't believe her lies" on Teddy's photo and realizes Ted has been lying. She then compares all the tattoos and realizes every piece of evidence matches Teddy perfectly. In a flash, Lenny understands that the real culprit is Teddy, and she scribbles on his photo, "She's the killer. Take her out." So, Lenny calls Teddy out, leading her to an abandoned spot which has totally forgotten her original intention. It's hilariously absurd. Fortunately, a timely note reminds her, and Lenny shoots Teddy. What a thrill. But after scoring her revenge, was Teddy really the killer all along? It seems like Lane is just trying to create a purpose for herself, and some of these deductions may not hold water. The suspenseful narrative reflects her internal conflicts, prompting us to ponder human nature and the meaning of survival. Additionally, there's a moment when Lenny mentions Sammy going to a care facility, and for a split second, Sammy transforms into Lenny. There's hints that Sammy and his wife were indeed a figment of Lenny's imagination, as she can't face the mistake she made. The film reveals the cop's lack of interest in investigating John, finding it entirely unnecessary. What's the backstory here? In fact, Lenny is a mentally disturbed patient unable to accept her wife's trauma, groundbreaking revelation in film history. The film unfolds a story entirely crafted in front of a computer screen. Though simple in technique, it's utterly unforgettable. With its plot twists, the film has garnered a stellar 8.5 ratings from over 700,000 viewers. A visual feast worth watching. This 13-day shoot that took 3 years to edit brings us an unmissable story. Make sure to subscribe. Protagonist David, successful in career and family, quits after his wife's incurable diagnosis, hoping for her recovery. After years of struggle, the illness cruelly took his wife's life, leaving a shattered family. The loss scars them both, but life trudges on as time passes. After video chatting with his daughter, David sleeps, unaware of lurking misfortune. The next morning, he awakens to find several missed calls and cannot reach his daughter. Assuming his daughter is upset with him, he takes an apology, but by 3 p.m. he has yet to receive a response. Anxious, David dials his daughter's number again, only to hear the cold, mechanical voice heightening his unease. Suddenly remembering that it's piano lesson day, he contacts the teacher, only to learn that his daughter hasn't attended in 6 months. Bewildered, David remembers he's been paying for lessons, and his daughter had told him she was still attending. Thoughts of doubt flood his mind. This revelation hits him hard. It seems his daughter is hiding something from him. A wave of anxiety hits. Watching as David spirals out of control, how will things unfold? Subscribe now to catch more thrilling twists.